Hello dear children, we have started our first portions in the last day and we studied about some important points just like the need to plan resources and steps to use resources for a total development of nation etc. Here this chapter gives you details about two major natural resources. Let us study that two resources now. The first one is land resources. Do you know how the land is becoming a resource? We need land for many purposes. That is, in order to live, to construct, to farm, to play, to plant trees, to make garden and so on, we need land. Thus, land is a natural resource because it satisfies a variety of needs of people just like economic activities, transportation, communication, and also it supports natural vegetation, wildlife etc. So really land is a resource because it helps us in many ways. The total land surface of India, our country, is varies from mountainous, plateaus, plains, islands, coastal area, desert etc. All these land areas are not equally fertile. That's why uses of these land also are not similar. Plain areas are major important area where varieties of agricultural activities or construction activities etc. are possible. It constitutes only 43% of our total land area of India. It is thickly populated because of its useful or favorable climatic condition. Then mountainous part of India also comprises around 30% of our total land surface. It is not comfortable for human life but it is a source for perennial rivers. And our country has plateau regions too which constitute 27% where it is a source of minerals, fossil fuels along with agricultural activities too. So, the total surface of our country is using for different purposes and also satisfy many of the needs of people. That's why land is a resource. Let us come to the major topic of this portion, that is land utilization. We know that the available land is utilizing for a large number of varieties of demands or activities. So, we need to study them one by one. The first important point is land is using for forest. That means our country India introduced National Forest Policy in 1952. As per this rule, it is supposed to keep 33% of our total land area for forest purpose. That means such an area of our nation is to be covered with the forest land. So one of the utilization of land is for forest. The second point is land not available for cultivation. That means it has two parts. Either it can be a barren or wasteland, or it can be a land put not to agricultural activities but it can be used for building purpose, road purpose or factories etc. can be constructed there. So the second point is land not available for cultivation but can be used for other construction activities. The third point is other uncultivated land. This can be classified into or categorized into three parts. That means permanent pastures or grazing land will be there. It cannot be used for cultivation. Then second point here, land under miscellaneous tree crops, grows etc. That also not for agricultural activities. And the third one will be culturable wasteland but left for not for cultivation for around 5 continuous years. They are not using for agricultural activities but are useful for cultivation purpose. The fourth point is land can be used as fallow land. Fallow land means land left without cultivation. Fallow land can be of two types. Current fallow land, that means just left without cultivation for less than 1 year or maximum 1 year of time. That is current fallow land. Another kind is other than current fallow land, that means left uncultivated for years between 1 to 5 continuous agricultural years. That may be also need to consider as use of land, either for current fallow land or for other than current fallow land. And the fifth point is land can be used as net zone area. Do you know what is net zone area? Net zone area is actual available land for cultivation. It is around 54% of our total surface land. And area sown more than once in an agricultural year plus net sown area together known as gross cropped area. That is the total area where it is used as an agricultural purpose for 1 year or remaining agricultural area together called gross cropped year. So here, while we are going through the points once again, land utilization can be for forest purpose, then land not available for agriculture, then other uncultivated land, then for fallow land or for net zone area. While we are answering, we need to add these 5 points together. Let us discuss another important portion of this chapter, that is land use pattern in India. By the beginning of this class, we discussed that total land surface of area is around 3.28 million square kilometers. All that surface land is not alike. Some areas are for farming, some other areas are for wasteland, some other areas are for forest, some others are as mountainous areas or plain, etc. So the total land of India can be used in a different pattern. That is what we have to discuss here. The use of land is determined by two important factors, physical factors and human factors. Physical factors are topography of an area, climatic conditions of a locality and soil type of that particular area. These are the three important points considering as physical factors. Human factors are population density of a particular area, technological capacity and cultural and traditions of that particular area too. So physical and human factors determine what kind of a use is possible in a particular land. We know that only 93% of our total geographical area is got surveyed, because some portions of our northeastern states or parts of our Jammu and Kashmir etc. are not still completed surveying because of many either technological or geographical problems. So available 93% of our total land surface is surveyed, and also we know whatever pattern is following there. When we are analyzing the available land use pattern data, we will go through the following points. That is, land under permanent pasture has been decreased. This is one of the fact that we will get. Then, other than current fallow land is either poor quality or cost of production in such land is very high, as we need to add many different types of fertilizers there. The pattern of net sown area varies greatly from one state to another. It is over 80% of total land area in Punjab and Haryana, whereas less than 10% is using in Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. According to the capacity of the soil to produce more, it may be very high in Punjab and Haryana and very less in northeastern states. As per National Forest Policy of 1952, it was desirable to keep 93% of our total geographical area under forestation, but that also got far lower than what is already required. Forest is required for maintaining the ecological balance every time, but anyhow deforestation is going on, so the forest area is also coming down. Some more percentage of our total land is again comes under wasteland. It includes rocky, arid and desert areas where no any agricultural activities are possible. And again, other than non-agricultural areas also includes settlements, roads, railway, industry etc. constructed there. So the total land use pattern of India is varies from place to place. But continuous use of land for a long period of time without having no any breaks or without having no any proper measures to conserve the available land, it resulted in the land degradation. So let us discuss the reasons for land degradation now. Currently, out of the total percentage of land area of India, 130 million hectares of land is degraded. Again, 28% of it belongs to category of forest degraded land and 56% of it is water eroded area and the rest is affected by saline and alkaline deposit. So, three major reasons are there just for degradation of land, that is, one is belongs to forest degraded, another one is water eroded and the third one is saline or alkaline deposit. Then again, in order to add fuel to fire, here we can identify that some human activities just like deforestation, overgrazing, mining, quarrying, etc. also contributes its maximum to land degradation. Areas in places like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Odisha are deforested due to mining activities. Then states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra degraded its land due to overgrazing. Then in places like Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh, etc., the areas of these places are degraded due to over irrigation and fertilizers. So many more reasons are there for land degradation. Anyhow, land is really a resource, that is a natural resource, need to be conserved. As land is an important resource, it can be conserved with our own deliberate steps. So, afforestation and proper management of grazing land can be considered as one step to protect the available land. Then, planting of shelter belt of plants, control on overgrazing, stabilization of sand dunes by growing thorny bushes are some of the other methods to check land degradation. Then, proper management of wasteland, control of mining activities, proper discharge and disposal of industrial effluents and waste after treatment can reduce land and water degradation in large area. As land is really an important natural resource and also will take a long geological time to get it renewed, it is important to conserve the available land. So, possible steps are to be practiced deliberately in order to support our life and the remaining biomes. So children, let us conclude our class today. We have discussed about the importance of land and also we discussed about the land utilization, land use pattern in India and the problems that land faces just like land degradation and the necessity to conserve the land. So, we have to continue its remaining portions in the next class. So, study well, watch this video very well, prepare your notes. Thank you. Have a nice day.